Yeah. I think we're live. Hello, welcome to the Magenta Show. We're live. I've got Sunil Tulsiani in the studio today. Welcome, Sunil.
Thank you, Moira. Thank you for having me again.
Oh my God. Okay, we're making history here. First of all, I have never had the same guest in the same season ever before, so he must be special, hey? And
Thank you.
The second thing is, I checked this morning, 17,000 views on your episode earlier in season 7.
Thank you.
And obviously, I mean, Sunil has a profound message, and today we want to expand on that message. And he asked if he could come back and actually deliver some real good content for you, the viewer, and share some of his wisdom and his knowledge with you for free. So you would pay genuinely thousands to have a session with this man. You are very lucky that, and I'm very lucky because I learn every time I'm in your space and in your energy. So Sunil, I'm just so awed. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me again. And I truly had a lot of great comments from the last interview we had. And there were a lot of questions that came out. And I thought to myself, you know what, if I just answer to that one person, that would be great. But what if we just come back and we basically give it to the world again? Because 17,000 people, I mean, I think...
It's awesome.
You know what, I know I was interviewed by Grant Cardone, who has 5.9 million followers on Facebook. And there was a $25,000
views. I saw that.
So other than that, this is my second highest views.
Yes.
On interview, and of course I shared that message with my list, my followers, YouTube, like everywhere. I did that because I wanted to come here the first time and change your life from the point of view of how do I grow her show so then it gets expanded to a lot of people. So adding value to somebody that you don't know yet is the best way to...
It's the best way to do it. We're showcasing how it's done, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, let's do a bit of housekeeping. If you are new to the Magenta Show, please notice that you've got number 1, number 2, number 3 empty bottles. They're empty bottles, right? And the idea is that you pick a number that you feel drawn to. And right at the end of the show, we're going to give you a season 7 close special message for the month of August, because we're going to be shut down for the whole month of August. And I'm going to use the month of August not to holiday or lie in the sun. I'm actually got very specific proactive tasks planned to launch my online academy.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I've already been working on the scripts, and we're going to sit and we're going to film them, and we're going to launch the academy in August. So no holiday for Moira, right?
You're plurking.
I'm plurking.
If you don't know what plurking is, take the word play, take the word work, you combine it together, you are plurking, meaning you're playing and making money.
Learning and making money, exactly.
Hi Shannon, hi Joanne, hi Dwayne.
Hello, my darling Paul has joined us as well. Lovely. Dwayne, good morning. Hello, Dwayne. Guys, please, would you share the show? Because I think, the fact that Sunil's come back to offer very valuable content and to answer questions that arose from the previous episode, it's just unheard of. We've never done this before. As I said in the beginning of the show, we've never had a guest twice in the same season. And he has got 17,000 views on social media. By being on the show the last time. On this show. On this show. He only got about 25 with Grant Cardone, so we're not doing so badly.
That's by the way, is very good. That 17,000 views is amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. Yes. We actually went to Facebook and said, how did this happen? And they said, we don't know. You just must have had a good show. That was it. Michael actually went to a Facebook event and asked them. All right, so I also want to just give a shout out here to Raymond Herlal. He had us both at his event, The Power of Collaboration, this weekend. It was a book launch event. We met some fabulous people.
Yes.
I have to say, you were the best speaker on Saturday. It was just amazing.
Can you say that again?
He was the best speaker on Saturday.
Just kidding.
You really were.
Thank you.
You spoke from the heart, and the feedback from people that I spoke to afterwards said the same thing. They thought, and my team as well, they thought that you were absolutely the best speaker that day. You could see, and I learned a lot about you in your home. Yeah. You spoke about your past and your home life and where you grew up and the poverty circumstances and why creating wealth and helping women are so important to you.
Absolutely.
So I went on the Sunday, and you didn't see my talk, but I got a standing ovation. I was so floored. I actually didn't realize it. I was having a coffee the next morning, and a voice at the back mate said, Moira, your talk yesterday, you got a standing ovation. And I went, I got it. And then Michael came downstairs. Michael, did I get a standing ovation? She says, yes, Mom, you did. I was so overwhelmed by the experience and so happy that I actually didn't even realize I got it. So thank you to everybody who came to the event and supported us. Thank you, Raymond Halal. Thank you to all the speakers and the authors who supported me at the event. So at the event, what happened was I had an opportunity to speak about wealth.
Yes.
And I showed something very practical, because I'm very practical and down to earth with my show, right?
Yes.
So I showcased this particular bottle. It's called G15 and it's solid gold and magenta at the bottom. And it's called Satori. Satori is the Zen Buddhist name for bliss and enlightenment. So in my talk, I said to people, so what are, because particularly on this show, this color combination of magenta and gold is the most chosen combination out of hundreds of combinations.
It's awesome.
By my guests.
Awesome.
And it is a combination that is often used in some of the most incredible books on wealth.
Wow.
You know, Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
The original book cover were those colors. Can you believe it? So this is a color combination. People who want to be wealthy, want to have that millionaire, I wouldn't call it status, but they want to achieve that level of success.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I just spoke about it at the event and said that, you know, this is something that people seek. And what I've discovered about seeking wealth is I need to be in my authentic power.
Yes.
I need to be authentically me.
Yes.
And when you and I just got chatting a little while ago, I said that recently on Facebook, there's been comments about how you can become wealthy. And very well-known people saying how to be, you know, not saying how to become wealthy, but saying you can become wealthy, but not really anyone saying the how you do it. What are the steps? You know, how do you do it? I know I have to be in authentic power. But the practicalities, the actual day-to-day action,
yes,
that is missing from the conversation.
Yes. Well, the big thing to understand is that we spend a lot of time on what and why. Well, they're very important. Why do you need to do it, and what you need it? What do you need? You know, what do you want? But now the steps to get there is very, very important. That's why I have my Millionaire Masterminds. My Millionaire Masterminds that I hold is basically, you know, all of us sit around, okay, how do we make you go from here to here? Yeah. Let's do it. What are the steps that to make that happen? Yeah. In my trainings, I do the same thing. And what I would say to everyone that is training is to include the how-to in there, because what I found from some of the not very generous trainers is that they say, you know, we're going to get up on the stage, we're going to tell them the what, we're going to tell them the why, but we're not going to share the how, because you have to pay us millions of dollars or $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever the amount is to learn the how-to. And what I tell them is to go there for free and share some of the great how-to, and then they go, wow, this person knows what they're talking about, and have it in your life. Like, you got to be living what you're teaching. So there are teachers who basically learn and then they teach, and then there are doers who teach. So the reason I sometimes, I mean, being a shy guy, never thought I can be a coach. Nobody's going to pay me. Never be on stage. Speaking to 2 people at a time was scary for me. Now I became an international bestseller, international speaker as well. And I just get up on the stage and tell them what I have done.
You show no nerves on stage.
So I have some notes here today because I want to make sure that I cover some of the how-to for you guys. And if you have any questions, by the way, if you have any questions, please put it up right now, and I'd like to answer those for you. And I've had many people, I'm going to tell you, many people that I mentor. I charge $3,000 an hour to consult companies, CEOs and presidents of the companies. And basically, I am a monetization expert. Like, how do you take your business and monetize it? How do you become wealthy? And wealthy, by the way, is money, it's love, it's relationships, it's the time with your family.
And the fun stuff.
And the fun stuff.
Joy.
The plurking.
The plurking, I love
plurking.
it. I think from now on, for my students who study the Wheel of Fortune energy with me, it's made up of 3 components: love, money, and joy. I think we're just going to turn the joy into plurking. I believe that because because I'm an energy teacher.
Yes.
So I see creating wealth from an energy perspective, and a very female. You know, us women, we're dreamers, we're visionaries, right?
Yes.
So we're not so good at the male stuff, which is getting things done and taking action. And that's kind of that and this is kind of why we need to work together to make that happen, right?
Absolutely.
So as a visionary, I know in my head and in my energy field or in my heart that the wealth is about a wheel of fortune. Wealth is about everything you just said. So I can talk to my group and say, hey, get your wheel of fortune turning. You need to have a balance of money, love, and joy. And you need to take action on all three to turn the energy.
Absolutely.
Right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So how do you create the wealth?
And the big thing to understand is you do need the motivation.
Yeah.
You do need the stuff that you're teaching. You do need people to come in and have that female energy,
yes.
Feminine energy. The big thing to understand is that if you have an energy and you want to help a lot of people, which a lot of women do, I know that because I have helped empower a lot of women in many different ways. And one of the ways that I've helped empower women is to become so powerful, be in a position of where they can actually help others. One of the things that a lot of women have issues with sometimes is that they are giving so much to everybody that they forget themselves. And secondly, one of the issue is that they forget that if you're in business, that you should bring revenues. And back in the mind somewhere, they know they should, but I find a lot of them...
Making revenue and bringing money in is not a priority, and it should be a priority.
Yeah, it should be. Because the thing is this, I ask a lot of women, I say, what do you want to do? Well, I want to empower other women. I want to... Let's say you have a great product. It's a sin for you to have great product and then not get in the hands of people that want to be helped.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So
I agree.
So the big thing to understand is when you become a position, let's say you get on stages, right? And you're a speaker. Now your job, well, Moira, should be, how do I get onto stages where people that want to be helped, you're in front of them, so you can convey your message.
Yes.
If you don't do that, then you're selfish. If you're not wealthy, you're selfish.
I quite agree with you. If you're not wealthy, you're selfish. Love, 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 love. Michael's pointing out, have we got a question?
Yes.
From Umari and
Actually,
Navnish. Let's look at Navnish.
Hi, Navnish.
Hi, Navnish. How do you take action if you have credits to clear and you know the path is in front of you but no money?
Awesome.
Awesome question. So I'll take this one first, and then I'm going to hear the because we have an opportunity to give the female really fluffy version here, and then the real masculine take action version here. All right. So Navnish, first of all, when I teach the Wheel of Fortune and you've got love, money, and joy that are the components of creating wealth and getting the energy turning again. My advice is, first of all, is to not look at the debt as debt, because it's a negative word. To me, it's a devil's word. It's a negative word that says you already are saying that there's something bad going on with you, and honestly, I said it at my event. I had actually had a client who got it, and she did a testimonial at the event, and we played it on the video screen. She said that she kept saying, I need to clear my debt, and she realized that there was no poverty in that language.
Yes.
So the way you communicate your debt, the way you communicate issues must first be taken care of, all right? Then my next one is go and do something fun. There are so many things you can do to generate adrenaline and energy that doesn't cost you any money. And spend some time having fun. It's weird to say to people, don't worry about earning money first, go and have fun first. But I believe that joy is the strongest component. The fun part is the strongest component of that energy. The minute your adrenaline and there's movement, there's physical energy happening, guess what happens? Money starts moving in towards you. It can't help but be attracted.
Yes.
That's my fluffy version.
That's a good version. That's a good version.
Add to that, Doll. Let's help her.
I love it. I mean, Navnish, there was a time when I was a police officer. I left that and I was really scared to leave a job and then get into business. And I made millions. And then in 2008, 2009, I lost it all.
Now that was a big crash.
The big U.S. crash and all that stuff, because I was in real estate. Yeah. And so many negative stuff, so many things that were happening in my life where I did not know. Imagine you get so much money, you lose it all, and now you're worse off than somebody who has no money. Meaning I was below ground. Meaning I had to figure out how to pay for my next month's mortgage, how to pay for my office, how to pay for my employees, how to face my family to say they're like, see, we told you should not quit, you should have stayed at that job.
Stayed in your job. And
so one of the things I actually do is I play squash 3 times a week, And what I did was actually between certain time, I went and every day, as much as a lot of problems were, you're talking about joy, that gave me joy.
Yeah.
So I would go play squash.
And it creates energy.
And it was positive, beautiful energy. And what I did was I basically seeked out people that were positive, amazing in nature. I went on YouTube and found people and their autobiographies. And I just basically watched their not even read it. I started watching autobiography of people who were doing so well and then they lost it all and they came back. And I'm like, man, if they can do that, I can do it. And if they came through that, I can do it. And what I knew at the end of the day was that it's all going to be okay at the end of the day. And that's another thing I found out. I had mentors at that time. And one of my mentors said was that you have a plan, Sunil. You have a plan, but somebody above you has a better plan for you. Which I mean, it's hard to believe that somebody actually want that. But here's the thing: for you, from a tactic point of view, Navneesh, I know how hard it is when your credit is an issue, money is an issue, all that. I want you to go out and do one thing only: figure out how can you add huge value, not to yourself, but to others.
To someone else.
Somebody else. Just go add value to them. And by the way, it's okay for you to add value and then get paid. It's okay. And then the way you can do that is if you have your own product, great. Figure out how can I go. I don't care if it's a phone call. I don't care if it's online emails. However you find it, go find ways for free to attract the right clients. And then what you want to do is you don't want to go to sleep until you make that sale. I want you to go make that sale. It's almost a swear word sometimes for a lot of people, but go make the sale.
Go make a sale.
Sale is basically...
That money exchange is important because it immediately says, it's not about you, I'm paying you money. It's immediately I'm saying, I value you.
That's right.
For what you've done for me.
And also
which means you value me. It's a value exchange.
Right. And the second reason why you want to pay money for it is that, Moira, if you paid something for it, there's an investment of two things you have to do. Investment of time, investment of money, and you will value it.
Yes.
You will do it. So actually when I'm paying, it's actually good for me. Because I know I'm going to follow through most likely than if I get it for free.
Absolutely. And Navneesh, I want to add something else to you. When I came to Canada 4 years ago, I found that the market, I had bought an existing business from England to this country and found I had no clients here at all. That the market that responded to my product, to my business, my message in England did not respond here at all. And literally I went through all my savings. It was like just water running through my hands. And just at the last minute when I was hitting rock bottom and I thought, okay, what do I do? How do I give up my passion? Because I'm very passionate about what I do with the color therapy and the love and money boot camps. I was approached and somebody comes along. If you open up and don't close down, if you open up, I didn't go, I'm now running out of money. What am I going to do? I didn't go there. I just went, okay, God, that higher source, that higher energy that knows more. What do you want me to do? And a young girl came up to me and said, would you be a host on my very first TV show? Little young Sarah DeFelice asked me that. And of course, my first instinct was, no, what do I want to do on TV? I'm not a TV host. I'm not Oprah, blah, blah, blah. I had every excuse. But I said yes, and I turned up. So what I want you to be, having had this conversation with Sunil and I, there's something now in your consciousness that's heard you, that said you want to find a way out. You want to take action, right? So know now that everything around you, all the energy, the law of attraction, source, God, I don't care what you call it, but that energy is now aware that you want to change something. And if you want to change something, that means something will be put in front of you. And it might not be what you want, like, or feel you want to say yes to. Yes. But please make a commitment to me now. Say yes no matter what, because that is put in front of you as a step towards the outcome that you want, which is to get out of debt and to create financial freedom for you and your family.
Well, Navneesh, I want to say one more thing. Go to makeamillion.net. Makeamillion.net. It's an audio book from my good friend Brian Tracy, and it's a step-by-step system of how you can do that. And by the way, anybody here, just go to makeamillion.net and .net to get that audiobook, and it's free for you, and it's my gift to Moira and for everybody and stuff like that. So another thing I want to say is that actually I was looking at Catherine.
Did you see Catherine Zuzak?
Yes. And Catherine's completely right.
Let me just, because not everybody can see the posts, we have to read them out, Sunil. We have someone in our community that lost it all and became an extremely successful man and business. He said the best lesson is to have it or lose it and begin again.
Right. So fail your way to success. Great point, Catherine. Failing your way to success. Do you want to learn from people that had, millions of dollars handed over to them? They never experienced any downfall. They never did anything like that. And then basically are teaching? No.
Yeah.
It's better to actually learn from people who actually lost it all. So for you, it's great to fail. And it's great for your clients that you failed as well.
Yes.
Because you learn from it.
And honestly, if I want to learn something about real estate, I would go to someone like Sunil. I would go to you because you failed. you buck it up somewhere along the line, no matter how it happened. So which means you're not going to repeat the mistake again, right?
That's a big thing. That's big thing.
It. So yes, exactly. I think most entrepreneurs that have failed and started again and again, they are the most powerful people to consult as mentors and coaches, because their message says, I will not make that mistake again. I have learned. Yeah, I love it.
And there's a comment by Jeanette that says, I've never thought am I going to run out of money?
Yeah, that's good. Very empowering.
Just remember that if you live in a country, for example, like Canada or US or some of the beautiful countries that you live in, that alone, being a citizen of the country, you're already a millionaire.
You're already a millionaire.
Think about things
access to everything.
You have opportunities, you have connections, you have people like that. Today I'm going to go over like 7 steps of becoming a millionaire coach consultant. By the way, if you're not a millionaire coach, if you're not even a consultant right now, and you have some experiences, whether it's good or bad, you can be a consultant. You can be a coach right now. And if you're already a coach but you're not making lots of money, just stick around. I'm going to go over some of that stuff.
I just want to say something there's been quite a lot of questions coming in. I really appreciate you guys asking questions. I really appreciate you sharing the show. Share as we're live, please. We will, after the show, go back and check all your questions and make sure that you've all had an answer, whether it's live from us today or whether it is live from from the feed that we'll
send us some love and hearts right now. Actually, some likes, some love, some hearts. We would love to see that.
We'd love to see that. And anybody watching the replay here, please put questions in. Sunil and I will get back to you. He's actually the expert. I will just get some fluffy things into it.
No, that's okay. Send any questions, please.
Female advice. Send your questions in. And if you see the number 1, 2, and 3 and you're new to the show, please pick 1, 2, or 3. At the end of the show, I'm going to give you a little message. All right, so let's carry on our conversation about wealth. Now, I'm being a woman in business, and you keep hearing me sound fluffy, and I actually know I'm not really.
No, you're not.
But I know that there is a perception that sometimes women don't tend to be grounded, and they do have a problem accepting money. Now, for example, right now I've got the month of August off, and I've got it dedicated to actually creating product, not to earning income. But I'm creating the product to eventually earn income. But I have found myself on occasion when there's been, that break in season where you it's holidays or Christmas, and there's not income coming in a particular time frame. And I have heard myself say, Moira, just create a program that somebody would be interested in. And then that voice comes in, and please let me know if this is you, and be honest, because I know you're out there. There's that voice that comes in, well, you can't just create something for the sake of money. That is a very powerful little devil in my head. You cannot create a product just to make money. So the female side, that feminine energy me says, unless somebody has asked me for help, is willing to engage with me and spend money with me, I'm not going to create a product until that happens.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wowza. And that I have with a lot. You know who you are. You know who you are. A lot of my clients, a lot of my followers are like that. And if this is you, please be honest and let us know. Do you have that voice in your head that says you will not create a product simply for the sake of making money? That you will only do it when you feel called to, when someone asks you, when you feel sorry for somebody, or when you feel you can help them in some way? What is your feeling about that, Sunil?
Well, see, the money actually has a really interesting relationship with men and women, and them differently. Women of the thousands of years have not played the game of money, let's call it.
Yeah.
And men traditionally for thousands of years are the ones who go out and hunt and come back. So thousands of years ago, money basically was you went out, we went out, you stayed home, we went out, we got the hunt, we brought that, and that's the money. Today, when I go out and somebody pays me for my services, that's my kill. That's my food that I bring to my family. Yeah. So somewhere along the line, something happened where they said, if I was a great hunter in the past, I would be a hero.
Yeah.
You know, and I can go out and I can hunt 10 different animals, and when I come back, I would be like the king. But today, and then there are some people who can't hunt, so I come in and I keep some for my family, and then I donate or I sell or whatever, or exchange with the people who can't hunt, for example.
Today, and that's in the nature of a man to
yes.
do.
And then today, when man goes out, they're going, well, I need to hunt. I mean, this is what it is. Yeah. For women, you know, consultants, coaches, speakers, authors, or whatever.
Broadcasters.
Yes, they are there. If somebody came to them and said, you know, we love you, and can you just do everything for free?
Yeah.
Right, for example. Some of the women, even the intelligent women, now I'm not talking about donating. Of course you're to donate. I donate my time, I donate money and all that kind of stuff for great causes. But when you're in business, it's like you going to work, women. You're going to work, and then your employer says, thank you for showing up. Yeah. You're amazing. I like you to work for 80 hours a week, and then don't worry about the money. We're not going to pay you money. Just go home. And women are like, well, that sounds good. Because as long as they wouldn't do that. As
long as I'm making a difference in the world, I feel like I'm giving.
Yes. Yeah. The issue here is that if you're not in the position of helping women, if you don't have resources, money is just a resource. If you cannot, let's say, advertise on Facebook, if you cannot get on stages, if you cannot write books, you cannot do all these things, and people don't know you, then you are selfish. Yeah. You're actually selfish, because only being in a position can you help somebody who needs assistance.
So we need to embrace some of that hunter-gatherer energy and see it as this is how we serve the community.
Absolutely. And the thing to understand is that when you are doing this, you're actually doing it for the people that you're serving. Yes. When you do it for free in business, you're actually hurting the people that you're doing it for. Why? One, when they don't pay you, they won't do it.
Yes.
Chances of most people doing it for free is almost nil. When they pay you, then the chances increase that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Secondly, you get compensated.
Yeah.
You get compensated for your time and energy, as well as your connections. And then when people are hiring you, by the way, they're hiring you to have access to something that you don't have. So if you hire me as a coach, as a mentor, you're not only learning from me, but I have access to things that you may not have, and you're getting access to that. And when you pay me and I say, go do this, what happens is you're like, wait a minute, I paid Sunil $40,000. I better go do it.
Yeah.
And if Sunil says, we have this where you say, well, I'll do it for free. First of all, I didn't get compensated. And secondly, you are cheating yourself because you're not going to do it.
Yeah, you're not good. There's not that commitment isn't there. I think the other. Okay, hang on. Sangeeta's just come on. This is your beautiful wife.
Yes, hi Sangeeta.
I have a hard time asking for money for the services I provide. I live and breathe with a mentor every second of my life. Mind you, I've not got better at it. It's still not 100%. Oh, Sangeeta, and I did see a comment from Catherine Jujak as well. She said that was her as well.
Yes.
Yeah, still. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's me. Yeah.
No, Sangeeta is actually. So she's. She owns Private Investment Club. Actually, she owns everything. I don't.
She's the boss.
Yeah, I just for me, when I'm making money, it's actually to make sure that my family, my wife, my kids, my parents are taken care of, and then strangers that I don't know are taken care of. So that's what it is. But Sangeeta also has an accounting business that she's been doing for almost 25 years. And you know what? People come to her and say, I don't have the money. She'll say, okay, well, just whatever. And people sometimes will say, so something happened.
Pay me when you can. That's one of mine. Pay me when you can.
And then I said, let's increase your fees. And she has people lined up, and she just won't increase the fees. But I said, did your cost of business go up? Yes. The software, she has a professional software with e-filing and all that stuff. And he said, well, 10 years ago when you bought it, how much was it? She goes, $1,000. How much is it today? $2,500. I said, cost of doing business, taxes has gone up. You need to increase, otherwise you're going to be poor. When you make the same amount of money, you're not making money. And stuff like that. So she has increased her fees, but she just feels that if she gives it for less, that she's actually helping other women.
And that is such a female issue we have when it comes to creating wealth.
But the truth is, you
Mm.
are not going to be appreciated by the people that you want to help, because
they're not putting a value between you and them.
That's right.
The money is a representation of I value you enough that I want to help you.
That's right.
And then they pay you, and then they go, we're
for example,
business.
in the month of August, you're going to spend all your time.
Yeah.
You're running this business. You have this beautiful studio. You have equipments and all that kind of stuff. Then you're going to take a month off.
Yeah.
Then you're going to do scripts, and there's going to be cost of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And all.
It's
and
a whole month's work.
And then plus your intellectual value of what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
If you did all that and didn't get paid,
Yeah.
That's like you going to work.
And walking away and no
No,
paycheck.
that's like you going to work and working.
Yeah.
And working. And working and working, and then at the end, employer says, "You're amazing, Moira. We love you. We'd like to pay you, but no, we don't want to pay you. We don't want to pay you."
Yeah.
And you saying in that scenario, "Sure, pay me whenever you want. Pay me. We agreed on you paying me $50 an hour, but how about $5 an hour? We're okay with that." So you drop the price like that. Yeah. All the women, I want to say to you that one of the beautiful thing about in the last 2 years, this is an amazing thing that I want to share with you, is that most of my clientele, most of the people who are becoming wealthy, because I have a goal of making 100 millionaires, were men. Like when I had my events, 80-90% were men, 10% were women.
Yeah.
And over the years, because of our attraction and empowering women, the percentage of women have increased into the room, as well as the percentage of the women who said, "Sunil, I want you as a mentor," and actually taking action has increased like crazy.
I firmly believe, was one of the first things I did when I came to Canada, and I was met with this dilemma of I didn't have a market, and I had to reinvent my business. I had to reinvent my brand. Was I got myself 2 male mentors.
Yes.
And I did that on purpose for marketing and for media and publishing and website. I mean, my whole business was covered by and business. So I made sure I got 2 male mentors who one was from the States and one was Canadian, because I'm interested in going into the States with my business as well. And I learned so much from them, especially when it came to having that action list. This is what, because I paid them, they told me this is what you have to do.
That's right.
And I did it. Every single thing I did on time. And what was so funny, at the time when I signed the contract for that program, I didn't have any money in the bank.
Yes.
My savings had gone, and I said that money will come to me. I didn't say I'm going to make the money, because it wasn't up to me. It was up to me to say yes to things that presented. They were the keynotes to bring me to the steps where I would be able to honor the contract, and I didn't miss a single payment.
You need to know that the most important investment on this planet for you is you.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
The bigger you grow, the bigger your influence, and the bigger the number of people. So what about, I have some notes here. And the of course, the title, if you're joining us right now, it's How to Become a Millionaire Coach, Consultant, Mentor. By the way, it doesn't have to be coach, consultant, mentor. It could be whatever, like my wife is an accountant for accounting, any sort of a service-oriented business, entrepreneurship. And it doesn't mean only in Canada or United States. Actually, almost anywhere in the world, as long as it's
principles are the same.
Yeah, as long as it's a free market world where you can do business, it's going to work. I would say 90% of it, what I'm going to say, is going to work anywhere on this planet, as long as you're able to have your own business. And if you're not able to have your own business and you want to, move to a country that would allow you to do that, stuff like that. So I have some notes, and I know there's some people asking questions, so thank you very much. Send us some love, send us some hearts, send us some likes now.
And share.
And then share, please, because more you share, that means more you care. And then that shows that at the end of the day, I'm here to make you guys to the next level. And Navneesh says, next millionaire female is on her way. Awesome. I love that. By the way, if you want to if you're a coach, mentor, consultant, accountant, service-oriented, anything like that, just put it in.
Yeah, we want to know.
We want to know what do you do and where you are. And then when I'm finished, maybe I'll take 1 or 2 questions if we have time to do that stuff. So one of the things to understand is, let's talk about the actual steps to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the how.
The how to. First of all, I want you to know that nothing happens if you don't have pipeline of clients. People, one of the things that a lot of women have issues with is that they don't have people lined up to become their potential clients. So there's a little bit of desperation. There's a little bit of I need you client, I need you clients, please come to me and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through how you do that. Build it right now. Have a mindset, write it down that I'm going to need people. I want you to envision that you have a restaurant. And I want you to envision that the restaurant doors were about to open up. It's closed right now, and you're going to open up the doors. It's whatever time in the morning, and your restaurant's going to be open. And there's lined up of people around the bend to go in, just like Tim Hortons in Canada, where you in the morning you see people lined up. That's what you want to
visualize.
Visualize that there you have that lined up of people rather than lack. Become abundant type of person, right? Yes. So have that. And by the way, when I'm talking about if you have no money, you have a phone, you have internet. That means you can actually do a lot of things for free now. Okay?
You can even do a live broadcast. You don't have to even.
Well, what are we doing right now?
Exactly what we're doing now. Just start speaking to an audience on your timeline using your phone. And ask and just have conversations, build relationships, and build the tribe.
Sounds good. And the next one is to have a millionaire website. Meaning, if you really want to become a millionaire coach or a mentor, and people go onto your website and it doesn't look like a millionaire website, then you're not going to get the right clients.
And please put a good photograph of yourself on. A snapshot that's grainy is useless. Get a professional photograph so that first image that they see on your website is clear and you look like $1 million. Oh, yeah, I love it. This is good practical how-to advice.
And your website has only one reason, that is this, to capture somebody's name and email address and their phone numbers. I mean, their contact information. Yeah. This is all your website should do right now, is to say, okay, come in and in relation to... Now, what you guys can do is just do a one-sheet how-to, maybe a cheat sheet for how to lose weight, for example, or how to bring cash flow. Yeah. Just bring, 2-pager. Yeah. You don't even have to do an ebook or a video. Do a video that talks about how to do certain things. Yeah. And all you do is you tell people, hey, look, if you want it, just go to
if you think about it, Sunil, the whole entire success of YouTube has been built on how-to videos. Mm-hmm. Everything is how-to. So, that's been around for years. It's a proven recipe. Put something out there that says how to make something, how to do something, and give that away for free, and you get the email address.
Absolutely.
And that's how you start building the tribe.
And remember to give value. This is so important. All the money that you get is because of the value that you give, not because of anything else. You talk about yourself, but now you want to talk about them, your clients, right? And this is very important that you have a website or a squeeze. By the way, you can have a single page, let's call it a landing page or squeeze page, which doesn't need a lot of work. You can go online and get it done for like $50 if you want to. Okay. Now that's not how you should stay. But if you don't have any money,
just start with
Start with that. What's next one is very important is that knowing who is your client. Yeah. Who is your client? A lot of people actually come to me and say, I went here and no one bought anything from me. And I say to them, were you selling meat to vegetarians?
Yeah, that's a very relevant question.
If you're selling meat to vegetarians, you can go to a vegetarian and say, look, I got some fresh meat. It's just right off, we just cut it and it's so fresh, it's amazing. You're going to love it. It's 50% off. Vegetarians are going to say, oh, that's even worse. Yeah. I don't want that stuff, right? And stuff like that. So find out what people that you are trying to attract, who are these people? And that means you go in deep. I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine if you ever had the best client of your life, ever. And they bought everything from you, you enjoyed working with them, it had an impact on them. I want you to put that person right in front of you, take your book out, and put that person, and I want you to write everything about them. Male, female, age, what do they do?
Their interests, their hobbies, where they live, the demographics, what is their income status?
Everything.
And very importantly, what is the problem you're going to solve for them?
Yes.
Because that becomes the beginning. I love how in the last episode when we were on the show, you said you must end up selling what you meant to, the end result already. You must go in with the end results. And definitely finding your client avatar and finding your ideal client means you need to know what problem you're solving for them, because because that's going to be the underlying process of your entire marketing campaign to get their attention.
Think about it this way: if you were your own client, what's bugging you? Is it because Navneesh says, my credit's bad? Well, what if I want to just go after Navneesh's type, where Navneesh, if I can help Navneesh, like, okay, let's fix your credit and let's make you millionaire, and nobody really cares after that. Then all you do is you just think about Navneesh's style of clients. So the next level is basically, next point is that you make sure that you market to only your clients. Now, there's a lot of people that actually market to everybody. And stuff like that. But marketing to your clients will give you the best amount of your return on investment.
And the more you niche, the more money you make. And that's a proven fact. In fact, you start turning people away. That's when you actually become really, really successful.
That's right.
Because again, women have this thing, I want to save the whole world. My business is for everybody.
Yes.
All people are my clients. And you've got to start thinking, get that male cave hunter syndrome into your head. Get that in and really niche. If a man is going to go and hunt, I'm going to have to use your caveman analogy. Yes, Sunil. If a man's going to hunt, he's not going to go after a lion or a tiger. He's going to go after a buck or a deer because that's what he wants to feed the family. He knows who he has to hunt. And the same thing applies to women in business. You need to have a target client. You must know exactly who you're selling to. Otherwise, you're going to pull in tigers and lions and they're going to be no good to you and they're going to be time wasters.
Sounds good. Thank you. The next one is, I want you all, if you're in business, please know this. If you're staying at home, there's no business coming in. So if you have no money, go to events. Go to events where if you can't afford anything, go to free events.
Become a volunteer at an event. Organizers are always looking for volunteers.
Yes, and if you can afford to pay $50, $100, $500, $1,000, go to events the maximum amount you can invest in, because once again, when people pay to attend events and you pay to attend the event, then you may find that the people who are attending, they're there to learn and to do. Right, and to do, and that's the people you want to network with. So if I went to an event where I paid $10,000, I know most of you. I'm not saying go pay $10,000, but I paid $10,000 to attend events. Now I'm going to tell you, I attended the $10,000 event to learn from the guru. Yes, I learned from the guru. They were some great stuff, but there were 50 people in the room who were my partners, my clients. People who we can partner up, joint venture with, and all that stuff. Where would I find those 50 people if I wasn't there?
In one room.
In one room. Then those people are learning from the same guru, and we're spending time and building relationship. That's why, by the way, that's why I have my Millionaire Masterminds. So the idea is just not only learn, but actually you do business with people who are operating at a different energy. If you've never attended, let's say, a mastermind and you can afford it, I want you to attend them. I want you to try it once. But attend masterminds, attend live events, attend any places where the training is going on, and attend the trainings of the people who have done what you want to do. This is important.
They
not a teacher.
They have the map. They got the blueprint, and then you learn from them and follow their steps. Miss all the mistakes they made, so you don't have to do them. I mean, it makes complete sense. That's why I have mentors. It's
and you know what? Even when you have mentors, the truth is you will make mistakes. There is a risk and all that kind of stuff. You will have that, obviously, because you fail your way to success. You fail your way to success, just like a kid and your little baby. You're not going to just get up and walk.
I know when I came here, and I said earlier in the show that I had to rebrand myself. I actually had to do it 3 times in the last 4 years to find my niche. So when I launched my public speaking career this weekend at Raymond Halal's event, very successfully, I'm so proud of it, and I did that. I had a very, very clear niche market. Everybody, when I was on stage, when I spoke, my videos, my branding, everything very clearly said, Moira Bush, TV host. That's it.
Yes.
That's it, niche.
And I have no doubt, Moira, that you're going to have million views very shortly. I know you're growing and all that stuff, and of course, bringing the sort of the right guest who will help, because that's why you're bringing us around to help the viewers at the end of the day, right? And so it's all interconnected. When you do this, you'll have more views, and when you have more views, you're gonna have more guests who want to be on your show, and then the different level of guests come to the show, and then now they add even more value because of their power and position and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get you a million views, right?
Spot on, 1 million views. Millionaire's bottle on the table, 1 million views for me would be like being a millionaire. Millionaire.
Of course.
Let's do it. Share the show.
Please send some hearts, likes, and all that kind of stuff. And the last one I have, which I'm going to share, but I want to talk about some of my books. If you don't have Secret to Wealth or Achieve. By the way, if you're in real estate and you want to raise a lot of money, this is how I raise money. So I talk about how I raise millions of dollars to raise money. So this is what it is. And the first year I bought and sold 77 properties. So I wrote a book with Jack Canfield. It's called The Success Secret. In here I talk about how I bought and sold 77 properties.
Which is, by the way, I have to just add to people that are not from Canada. In Canada, it's not possible to buy, to invest and get mortgages on 77 properties. It's impossible. And what Sunil's done here in Canada is unbelievable. It is amazing. You want to definitely learn how he did that.
Lastly, we just got featured on Canada's top real estate magazine with Kevin Harrington for Shark Tank and some of my great clients and members and things like that. This magazine talks about how you can make money in real estate. There's amazing articles and all that kind of stuff.
Where can I get the magazines?
So across Canada, you can buy at any bookstore. Okay. We're talking about Chapters. We're talking about
Indigos, all those places.
We're talking about basically Walmart. We're talking about I believe even in any of the stuff.
That's a great cover.
Thank you very much. So and by the way, put in the chat. If you want one of them, which one would you want? What would you like to have? And I might even give it away. I might just give it to you.
Okay, so it's either the Secret Wealth.
Secret to Wealth, yeah.
Okay, Achieve, or it is the Real Estate Wealth magazine. Okay, so one of the three. And the fourth one. Okay, there you go. The Secret.
Fourth one is the Success Secret audiobook.
How to get those 77 properties.
And for this one or any of these, I can send you. If you're anywhere in the world. So if you're nearby, you come pick it up. If not, I can send you digital format and you can
fabulous. Thank you so much.
Have that.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Thank you.
All right, so last one.
Okay,
so
we've got some
important.
Hot tips.
Above everything in business, above everything, there's only one thing that separates people who are making lots of money, separates the coaches, consultants, mentors who are maybe at the similar level of knowledge, but the value or the money that they're making, or the people who are in the line around the bend to work with this person versus this person struggling to get clients, it's branding. Okay?
Branding.
Now,
yes.
I want to tell you this. To me, sales, marketing, branding, they were swear words. It's something that you just don't do. It's silly. It's wrong. Blah blah blah. Thank you for telling me what you want. Thank you, Navneesh. By the way, even after this, when we finish, put it in which one you want, and I will make sure. I'll see how many of these one I can give to you guys. So go ahead, tell me what you want. So branding. Now it's easy for me to say branding, but let me give you some examples because I want to give you some concrete examples of branding. And so I have a list of it. First of all, if you have not written your own book, this is very important, okay? What you can do is actually, if you look at any heroes, any business heroes or whatever it is, they have a book. Does Moira have a book?
Branded she has a book. That was my first mentor told me that when I came to Canada, write a book, so I did.
Yes, and you, with us, with my team, I actually help people who say, I don't know how to write a book or stuff like that. And the second one, 10 steps above writing your own book. And you don't have to do it one or the other. And if I was with Moira, I would tell Moira to do the other way around. What I would tell Moira to do is write a book with a legend first, then write her own full book. Here's why. When she writes a book like this, she could then say Moira Bush, from the best-selling author with Brian Tracy. And now she's taken Brian Tracy's name, splattered onto a front cover. Then inside, she writes a letter. Letter says something like, hey, I'm so blessed to write my second book. My first book became a #1 best-selling book with so-and-so, with Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank. And what happens is, when I was with Les Brown, and I said, Les, what's one thing I can do when somebody loses everything, come back? What one thing? And he said, endorsement. Endorsement. The book is 10%. Endorsement and marketing is the 90%. So if you have not written a book, if you've written a book, awesome. That's awesome. You don't have to worry about it. if you haven't written a book, you're in a better situation to do what I do, which is, for example, I help people do this. You get to write a book with legend. And I actually have people who will do it for you. You talk the book into. It's a simple formula that I've been able to master. If you want to become wealthy in anything, use wealthy people's credibility. This is the best way for you to go to the next level. I mean, why do movie stars charge millions of dollars to say, I eat this food? Or in the movie, they play some sort of product. It's because it works. When Brian Tracy says you're great and you say you're great, it's a big difference. Yeah. It's a big difference. So write a book. If you can write a book with a legend, it will change your life.
And I also have to say the quality of the book, the aesthetics of it. This is a hardcover.
Thank you.
This is a real book.
This is the Mercedes.
This is a book, and it's great pocket kind of book. But this is so beautiful. It feels so good.
Thank you.
It feels wealthy.
By the way, if you want to write a book with, there are three people. One is Brian Tracy. He's legendary, Brian Tracy. The other one is Kevin Harrington with Shark Tank. I mean, that's $100 million brand like Shark Tank. How do you align your name with that? And the third one is my real estate guru, my friend Robert G. Allen, whose real estate course changed my life. I'm writing 3 books with them. If you want to do that, just punch it in and say, how do I do that, Sunil? I will help you. I'm not going to teach you how to do it. It will be done. Like, you will be in there, and a book will become a bestseller to do that stuff. So that's something.
And it's easy. You don't have to know anything about publishing.
No,
all
because
of that
we will
gets
publish.
Taken care of you. Everything gets taken care of.
I have about 17 people behind the scenes making this book, done, edited, marketed, because marketing and all that costs money and all that kind of stuff. So we actually do all that. We publish it for you. So you're not self-publishing it. We are publishing the book with Brian Tracy in this case, which became a #1 bestseller. By the way, this book, when we launched last year, it became a #1 best-selling book in Canada on Amazon, not in subcategories, in any category, even if it was Obama writing that book, selling that book on that day. Our book became #1 best-selling book when we launched it. So this is the power.
Yeah, and that's because you with a name that's been in the industry for a long time.
That's right. And
anytime they publish something, people want to know what new can they learn from them.
Yes, so there's one reason that people do it, because of Brian Tracy. The second reason, I want to give myself a little credit. Second reason,
Go for it,
second reason is that we have a big list.
Yeah.
I know some people, so what I do is I call them up and say, Moira, I'm launching a book. Can you just buy a few? Moira says, sure, Sunil. So I have so many people that I know that I can just call up and a list, and they'll all buy it across the world. And that's what sells the book.
That's what moves.
I don't ask them to, can you look at it? I say, go buy the book on this day. Don't buy it the day before, don't buy it the day after. Buy it on that day, and they buy it. Yeah. So and the next thing about branding is, if you're a speaker, go get stages. Yeah. Okay. So when you speak on stages, you're branding yourself as well. You're leveraging your power. You're leveraging your time, because you can speak in front of 100 people. Now you spend an hour, which I speak in front of thousands and thousands of people. I'm leveraging it. So speak.
Can I ask you something there, Sunil? So one of the things I did at my launch this weekend was to speak about authentic power. I spoke about the Millionaire's bottle, and I spoke about the devils that stop us, those negative patterns that stop us from saying yes and turning up and creating the wealth and the freedom we want from that, from using our business to create freedom. So on stage, I was very comfortable delivering the female part of me, delivering the speech. It got a standing ovation. That was all great, but I didn't sell from stage.
Why? Tell me, why did you not sell from the stage? Because if you want to grow, you have to sell from the stage.
So think about it. I want to come back to your analogy of the caveman here. So just to get it in context, and women, if you're watching and you agree with me, help me here, okay?
No,
I'm here this is you too, okay?
I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you and everybody. I want to know why specifically you.
I think it's got something to do with deer caught in headlights. So literally, if you're a woman and you're selling something from stage, it's as if you're saying, I'm now the leader of the pack. I can go and hunt.
Yes.
I can be as strong as a man, and I can go and kill the deer and bring it home and feed the family. And I don't think it's in women's nature to do that. We are still learning that it's okay to be number one. It's okay to be the hunter. Yeah. So I think and because public speaking is the number one fear in any business, it's the number one fear. just overcoming that is a huge
Yes.
commitment and an achievement for a woman to do if you've done public speaking. Then to go, okay, now when I'm on stage, I'm going to ask you to give me your deer.
Yes.
So that I can feed my family. That's not in our nature to do that.
So
it's a struggle.
So the first thing you do is you go to a mastermind course where they're only talking about how to sell from the stage, not anything else, not how to become a public speaker, because 99% of the courses are all about how to become a speaker.
Yeah.
You have to find that 1%. So what I do with my high-end speakers masterminds is that I say, well, I already know that you already know your stuff.
Yeah.
How do you close?
How do you close?
And how do you say to people? And an example at the end, I'll just give something because I want to add value. At the end of the day, if you're a speaker and you're done speaking, you say, this is how we can work together. Moving forward, how many of you want to work with me? And then they raise your hand. If you've done your job, they're going to want to work with you.
So how many of you want to work with me? Raise your hand. Give us hearts. How many of you want to work with me? Give me hearts in the comments columns.
Yeah. And the people raise your hand and say, okay, great. Is it okay if I share with you the opportunity? Okay. And if
I love that. Is it okay if I share with you the opportunity?
Yes.
Yeah?
And then, and so it could be opportunity to, whatever your product is. For me, is it okay if I share with you the opportunity for you to be on a big stage with Jack Canfield?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm talking to people who want to be on stages, they're going to be sort of saying, "Yeah, I want to get on that stage. Of course I do," and stuff like that. So let me share with you how you can do it, and if you take action today, what are the benefits?
Oh, I love it. If you take action today,
what are the benefits?
What are the benefits? Oh, I love it. It is because that's genuinely actually what it is.
It is.
That is what you're doing. It's.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, right. And then
I'm feeling close. A little easier about this. I'm feeling easier. Thank you, Sunil.
You're welcome. Hang around with people. I'm just going to finish out with the branding. Hang around with people that have what you want, people that have done what you want. It's very, very important for your branding. And make sure if you can get on to media, for example, you can do that. And make a list of people that you don't want to hang out with.
Oh, I've not heard of that before. Okay, that's interesting.
Make a list of people that you do not want to hang out with, because there are people that when you hang around with them, there's an energy that is being transferred right now between you and I. And if they are negative people, and if they are people that are saying crazy stuff, well, you are going to when you leave, you're going to take them.
You hook into that energy.
You're walking away with them, right? So make a list of people. Say, you know what? I never want to work with this person. That's okay for you. Yeah. Women have a hard time doing that. I actually, when I'm coaching women, I would say to them, let's sit down. They sit down and say, tell me, that's going to be so, I don't know if I can. I say, we're not telling them. Yeah. Okay? You make a list of people that drain you when you leave. You make a list of people that you don't want to be around with. You want to make a list of people who are unethical, men or women, doesn't matter. Make a list of people that you do not want to hang around. Now, make a list of people that you do want to be around with.
Yeah, I
agree. Consistently, that's very, very important to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And having an office, having a logo, having all these kind of things will help you as well. Hi, Gina. Good to see you, as always. Gina's going to be sharing a stage with Grant Cardone.
Wow, Gina, that's amazing.
In Toronto. So
tell us a bit about the event, because we're coming to an end of the show, and I'd like to give our audience member 1, 2, or 3, but I'd like you to tell them about Jack Cardone's event, please.
Thank you. So there's a couple of them. One, I want to say something to you. If you are anywhere in the world and you want to join my high-end millionaire mastermind, just put in the chat and I will tell you a little bit more about it. It's on September 1st. Which is coming up in about a month or so. And it is a long weekend, and there's going to be about 25 people, and that's it. And it's all about how to become a multi-millionaire coach, mentor, speaker, and how to make money in real estate. This is what I'm going to share with you. What you heard today is like about, let's say, less than an hour right now. I'm going to spend a whole day with you. We're going to be at high-end hotel, and all the food and everything is included. You're going to be networking with those people that I was talking about that you need to do. So that's on September 1st. Let me know if you want that. Secondly, my PIC meeting, Private Investment Club meeting. If you're in real estate, you have to be at this event in Toronto or Mississauga. It's on September 21st. And everyone that's listening, I wish I would have gotten tickets. I'm giving you a ticket. Like, come to that event. Just put it in. I want a ticket. I'll give you a ticket. Okay? Just come to that event.
Okay.
And
say yes and turn up.
Yes. And the title is 100K in 90 days.
100K in 90 days.
How do they
90,
3
really?
months. Yes. How do you do that?
All right. How do you do that?
So be there full day. You get to spend a whole day with me to do that stuff.
Wow.
And one more, bringing Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul and Kevin Hunter from Shark Tank. Sorry, thank you.
I'm used to the UK Dragon's Den, so
yeah, no, Shark Tank. Kevin Shark from Shark Tank. It's on November 16th and November 17th in Ottawa. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
if you want to become wealthy, these 2 days are going to change your life completely. I'm going to introduce you to Jack. You can have a photo with him. You can have lunch with the Shark.
You want to meet Jack? He's amazing.
Just go there.
I've met him. He's brilliant.
And if you want some great discounted tickets, just let me know, and I'd like to have that.
Actually, out of all the legends, I think Jack Canfield's my favorite.
Yeah, Jack is amazing.
Yeah.
Jack is amazing.
And I say this on every show. I think I just have a little crush on him.
Maybe a little bigger than little.
Just a little bigger than I love his energy. My husband doesn't mind.
and then I have other events and all that kind of stuff. But the last one that I'm so excited about is Grant Cardone. We're bringing Grant Cardone on March 21st, 2020. On his birthday. That's his birthday.
There's something about this man's energy. Because I didn't know he even existed till I really met you and you were speaking and you said you were going to bring him in. So I went and did some research and I watched a couple of little clips and videos that he's done, and he talks about his family in such a heartfelt way. There's something about this man's energy that I absolutely love. There's something there.
Online, he has surpassed Tony Robbins. He's surpassed Robert Kiyosaki. He's surpassed almost anybody. I think he has a real estate worth $1.2 billion. Wow. Extremely wealthy, but also extremely knowledgeable. Somebody who can help. Yeah. And I want to attract these kind of people in my life, so then I can help you. I want to make 100 millionaires, and that's how I help to make that happen. So any of these things that you want to do, you want to come, like I can put you in connections with people that you may never meet all your life.
Yeah.
I can actually have them. I can actually do
put
introduction.
Them in the room. Put them
Not only in the room.
You.
I can actually say Moira, Jack Canfield, Moira, Grant Cardone. Yeah. Hey, you want to raise a lot of money? Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. He's actually looking for people to invest with. Yeah. I'm going to actually put you face to face to these people. Which some people, 50,000 people apply for Shark Tank, and a couple of hundred people actually make it, and then 20 people make it. And they have 3 minutes.
And then 3 minutes. That's it. You have to have that X factor.
So the connections. Is very important. And I want women to actually say that it's okay for you to be powerful. It's okay for you to have lots of money. It's okay for you to be taking care of yourself. Yes. It's okay for you to look after yourself.
The one thing I know, and women, I want you to hear this, is if you say you're a carer and a nurturer and you care about your community, you care about people, you care about humanity on this planet, if you don't take payment, and I want you to hear this, if you don't take payment for who you are and what you do, you are not putting back into the greater economy. And the greater economy is what services the rest of the world. If your money isn't flowing in and out from you, if you're not receiving and giving money, it means the economy on a greater whole actually suffers. You are actually creating and adding to the energy of poverty. And I'm not saying this lightly, I'm saying this because it's a realization I came to. By me not charging for my fees an appropriate fee, for me not charging for the mentoring and the specialized skills that I have, and I don't do it, I'm not only being selfish, I am adding to the poverty on the planet by not putting money back into the system.
And it's actually, you're being selfish if you don't charge.
Yeah.
You're
completely.
And remember, we heard this, money don't make you happy. But what I want to say is that money gives you resources
to create the happiness.
Happy.
To be happy and help others be happy. Yeah.
Money actually gives you the freedom to be happy.
And one of the things, we've had so many questions and comments. I've been kind of catching them on the screen here, Sunil. One of the flavors, or the topics that have come up, is that people want to give to charities. They want to give to children's charities. They want to give to abused women's shelters. I've seen all those comments come up. And yes, it's great, but you need to rescue yourself first. You need to put yourself in a financial position that you have that 10% or 20%, whatever it is you want to give to somebody else.
Whatever you want to give.
Whatever it is, but make yourself strong first.
Yes. And actually, I want you to start giving now. If you can afford 5 cents, give 5 cents every day. And then increase it to whatever amount, what it is.
You can't give the 5 cents if you've not earned the 10 cents to give away. You've got to receive.
And if there's one question that we can answer before the last question, because we promised them in the beginning, just to see if there's one, and I'd like to answer very quickly. So this is like a hot seat basically for your business.
Navnish says, what do you suggest to get speaking engagements? That's a good question.
Awesome, Navnish.
That's a good one.
Because when you're a speaker and you're not speaking engagements, then you're not a speaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried speaking by myself alone and it doesn't work.
That mirror, Sunil.
It's like by the way, it's okay to do it in front of, but there's no business. Believe me, I tried selling myself and it didn't really work. So in order to get speaking engagements, go to all these events where the speakers are there and ask them how you can do it. Another thing you can do is there's a meetup groups and there's other stages where you just call them up and say, look, this is what you do. So let's say you're real estate or you're a coach or whatever, you show up and say, look, I'm going to come and add huge value to your attendees. All people who have stages are looking for good speakers. Always.
Yeah.
And there are speakers.
I'm rated good now. I had a standing ovation. Just letting in. This is how you do it, Navnish. You should tell people you're good, and you tell them what you can do. Speaking competitions, Sunil.
Competitions.
Go to Mo Mondays. Go to Speaker Slam. Go to Dynamos. There's so many speaking competitions just happening in the Greater Toronto area. If you're from Toronto, enter that. And I've even suggested people go to that. What's that group? They get together a month, Michael? Toastmasters. Yeah, Michael's reading my mind here. Toastmasters, join Toastmasters, and you in with people who are interested in public speaking. It's who you mix with, right?
That's right. Well, a lot of times, 3 ways to get speaking gigs. One is you get it go and do it for free because you're establishing yourself, you add value, and at the end of your presentation, you offer something.
Yes.
Something. And stuff like that. And if the offer is, for example, look what I did today. So if the offer is, even though it's going to cost me, I'll give you something that's going to change your life. That's an offer. Yeah. Even though it's costing you nothing, it's an offer. So make it, because today I came in because I want to add huge value to Moira and her show. So there's a lot more views and things like that. We want to give those away. I want to give this away. And hopefully you'll change your life, and then maybe we'll do business together. That's the idea. Number 2 is you get paid, meaning you get to the point where you say, okay, well, this is what I charge. And if you have credentials, experiences, and all that stuff, there are people looking for you right now, and they just go to all the public speaking stages and ask who is the promoter of that event, and just tell them and send them an email, send them a letter, send them a book, send them your whatever you can send them to show. Send them a short video of you speaking.
Yes.
Okay, that's another thing you can do. And the last thing is that you pay for it. There are stages where you can
pay to be on there.
To be on the stages. You still, in a lot of places, you have to qualify for it, even though you can pay. But the idea is that the promoter is investing, let's say, $100,000, and you have to pay $1,000 to be there. That's a pretty inexpensive way to get on the stage and all that stuff.
And that to me is it's
collaboration.
A win-win. It's collaboration. It's a win-win situation. So if you don't know, for example, Navnish, and I don't know how to get 1,000 people in a room to talk to, but there are organizers who can do that, who then say, right, if I sell 1,000 tickets and bring somebody in, and then you pay to come and you have stage time to speak to the 1,000 people I've gathered for you, that's a contract. So you will then share the earnings, and you will pay for that speaking slot. So there's that way to do it as well.
Well, Navnisha, we share the same birthday. I'm not too sure if she's talking about Jack.
I think she's talking about Grant Cardone. Yeah.
And Navnisha, that's your birthday in Grant Cardone.
You got to be there.
You got to be there. I mean, imagine sharing the same birthday with 2,600 people at the Roy Thompson Hall.
You're getting 2,600 people in one room.
That's right. It's going to be amazing. And the next day...
You see, I wouldn't know how to do that, but you do. Right?
Absolutely. And next day we have a VIP day at the Ritz-Carlton downtown Toronto, where there's going to be 400 or 500 people with Kevin Harrington. So if you're celebrating something, you got a team, you're a real estate agent, this broker, whatever it is, be there, because tickets start at $50. I mean, they go up to as high as $15,000. Depending on what level of experience you want, just be there. It's the important part. And if you need to do this, you need to be out there. If you want to be wealthy, be out there. Nothing counts when you're sitting at home.
Yeah, I was just listening just before you arrived.
Oh, Jack, she said. Okay, so you should be at the Jack
You
Canfield's
should be
event.
there, yeah. I share my back with
Actually, be
Jack
at both
Canfield.
of them.
Be at both of them, Navnesh. So I was actually listening to a very short broadcast just before you arrived today by Dr. Clyde Rivers. He's an ambassador in the UN, and he was saying that he says it's great to have faith, and faith is important, but faith without action doesn't work. So even if you have faith in yourself and your product and your business and your service, you must take action, because that faith is meaningless unless you actually do something about it. So I'm hoping we've inspired some women here to be some hunter-gatherers. I'm certainly feeling testosterone today.
Lisa is right there. Hi, Lisa.
Okay, excellent. So what we want to do is, just for those of you who've been so amazing on the show, and it's a historic event. Sunil has been viewed 17,000 times on the Magenta show in one episode, so he's come to close the season. He's actually had the most views on, and we're hoping that we're going to achieve this. Well, he said he wants 1 million views, so let's go for it. I asked you at the beginning of the show to pick 1, 2, and 3. So this is a message for the month of August while we shut down for the season. Our season 8, by the way, is going to be opened up by Bante Saranapala. He has very kindly come in. He's opening up season 8 for us. He's also an incredible man. He has an event running in September that he's going to come and talk to you about. But if you've picked number 1, you have a message for August. And that is my message for August. And you can see I'm into this little green thing going on. I very seldom wear green on the show, Sunil. But this bottle is number 15. And it is called The Magician. And it's this color, the olive green, is about new beginnings. So I want you to, if those of you pick number 1, August is a new beginning for you, as it is going to be for me in my business, creating my online academy, actually getting it launched. So I want you to focus on August as a new beginning month. All right. Olive green and green grass is about new growth and new beginnings. So for those of you pick number 1, new beginnings for the month of August. Okay. Do something new you've not done before. Do something new. I've not created an academy before. It's something new. I want you to do the same. Those of you who picked number 2, you've picked Michael, our producer's pick of the week, and it's bottle 34, and it is called The Whale. Now, I want to say to those who have a whale of a time in August, but really what I would say is it's about water energy, and it's about the ocean, and it's the lakes, and it's about connecting to water and really just being in the, and it's symbolically, water is about the flow as well. So in August, I want you to focus on flowing through things. And when you see an obstacle coming, like a big bill coming up that you need to pay, and there's a lot of money you owe, or that there is a negative energy or a negative person, I want you to just imagine that they're water and you're just going to go right through it. Okay, that it's not a barrier, it's not a block in the road, it's just, you're just going to go through it. And I know with Michael, we've got visa papers coming up, which can feel very like a boulder in the road, but it's not. It's just water. You're just going to flow through it, Michael. And that's a message for number 3s for August. Number 2s for August. Number 3s, your bottle is picked by our super guest, Sunil Tulsiani, who so generously came back twice in one season. And he has picked his shirt color, pink.
Pink shirt.
Pink. Wowza. All right. So what is the pink all about? The pink is all about love and money.
Love and money. Whoa, I love it.
Energy, Sunil.
Love and money.
Such a great energy for women who feel pink energy a lot. Is really, if you love what you do, please accept money for what you do. It's the same frequency. The more you love, the more money you have. The more money you have, the more you can love.
And you can have both.
And you're supposed to have both.
You should have both, right? You should have actually more than both, right? You should have love, money, health, time, friends, relationships, great spouse. Like you should have all.
Yeah.
You should have it all.
So the bottle 6 is actually, it's bottle 6, and it's actually called Venus, named after the planet of love.
Of course.
So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank all our supporters and viewers. And I want to thank everybody on social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook Watch, wherever you've been tuning in, Instagram. Thank you for your support in season 7. It's been the most successful season, and largely in due to this fabulous guest, Sunil.
I'm getting an award or something, right?
You are, yes, on the 28th of November.
Is it 28th of November? Okay, yeah.
I'm going to have to be very creative with your award. It's got to be something fantastic. We're going to have a ceremony.
Well, maybe people should come, right? The 20th of November?
Yeah, 28th of November. We're going to be selling tickets to an exclusive cocktail event, and that is going to be an awards night, a gala night, and we will be honouring you and honouring all our guests who've been on the Magenta show and my team that supported me for the last 4 years in Canada. I love each and every one of you.
Yes.
Michael and Shannon especially, they did an exceptional job filming the event. Their first event that they filmed live at Raymond Haral's event this weekend using the technology.
Congratulations, Mike. And,
they did such a good job. Yeah, and if you see my video, it's on my timeline. They really did a good job. You can see what he did.
Michael is amazing.
Yeah, he is. We love him. We love him. Sunil, thank you. I appreciate you coming back a second time, and let's see what we do with this one. Let's aim for that 1 million views, shall we?
Well, 1 million views for your entire shows for sure, but definitely I'm going to help you grow your show, and that's one of my reasons to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. All right, and please share. This has been an incredible educational show today. Thank you. I love you all. I will see you in September.